Okay, so I did have a script written for this video, and I thought long and hard about whether I wanted to give you guys a scripted video, because a lot of the times when I'm not doing gameplay, most of those videos are scripted, like when I'm doing patch notes or when I'm doing top 5. Obviously all of that is scripted. Only thing that isn't really scripted is full gameplays, and everything else is usually scripted. But I feel like when I'm talking about my opinions, and when you guys want the honest opinion from me, rather than writing it down, and when you write stuff it's often filtered, I think it's fair that I give you everything that's in my head, what I feel about version 42. So to start off with, I will say version 42 is good. I enjoy it a lot more than any other version of Paragon. Okay, it's not great, but it's good. And maybe more importantly, it has the potential to be great. It has the potential to compete with a lot of the other MOBAs. Whether it will ever reach Dota 2 or League level, I can only hope as a content creator that it does, because obviously that means great things for my channel. And although I don't do this full time, I do enjoy the game a lot, and I would love to see it grow and have a full, competitive scene, and a big YouTube scene, and a load of Twitch streamers, and a healthy population. But the problem I have with the way Epic have developed Paragon is that it seems like they're just constantly rebuilding foundations. Like, they set the foundations for the game, and then they crushed it down, and then they relayed the foundation, and then they crushed it down, and now we've got probably, I would say, the third foundation being laid at the moment with version 42. And I'm just wondering, when are we going to see this beautiful house that Epic see in their head, but I just don't see it just yet. And I know the map is, a step towards that, but I just feel like the game has progressed too slowly in a year and a half. Since I've done YouTube, I've been contacted by a lot of other developers, and I've seen their games progress in 6 months. And when I look at Epic and how big that company is, I'm kind of expecting more. Although, maybe it's because they've decided to change direction and they're just restarting everything again. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm kind of hoping that this is the last time they're going to be relaying foundations, because otherwise I personally would probably consider quitting Paragon altogether, because I don't want to be starting a game and then every 6 months it's a brand new game. I feel like if this is the foundation, and I feel like this is actually the perfect version of Paragon to build on, so I hope that Epic stick with this. Now, I will say in 42, I have more fun messing about and not really caring too much about the outcomes of games at this point. A lot of you ask me, are you still playing competitive? No, I'm not playing competitive because I don't enjoy the game at higher levels. I actually, I used to say to my friends that smurfed a lot, like, they used to just get diamond and then restart a smurf, and then just get diamond and restart a smurf. And I'm like, why are you just playing on smurfs constantly? They're like, I don't enjoy the game when I have to try hard, or I don't enjoy the game playing at the highest level. And I thought, well, you're stupid. I enjoyed playing at the highest level. Most of the time I wouldn't record my videos for for me playing at the highest level, because I just wanted to focus, and I was tryharding so much, and I just wanted to win, that it was just easier if I wasn't talking to anyone and I was just focusing on the game. It's why I used the smurf and tried to have fun and be entertaining in the videos, rather than just sitting there focusing on the game. And then 42 happened, and I realized, what? It's actually, this game is really boring if I try hard at the moment. It's actually stupid. If I want to try hard, I play one of 3 heroes: Countess, Wukong, or Kalari. And that's pretty much it. Now, I have been spamming Kalari on a smurf, and I've gotten to 15, almost 1600 from like 1200 or wherever you start, just from playing Kalari. I've got like a 92% win rate. I've lost like 1 game or something. I don't know if that equals 92, but percentages are hard, okay? And it's like I just don't enjoy playing at the highest level anymore, and I think that is the problem with Paragon for me at the moment. A lot of people probably do enjoy playing at the highest level, but I've seen so many competitive teams break up, apart from your hardcore ones like Oxygen, Reborn, and Toronto. I've seen a lot of competitive team break up. You guys know that I used to be on Team Ignite. We broke up, and I think part of that is because the game just isn't enjoyable at the highest level for us. I've seen a couple of other teams. I don't want to name any teams because they might not have announced that they're broken up, but a lot of the teams that you would have seen on my channel, they actually don't exist anymore. And if they do, a lot of the players have moved on and they've got new players. And so I don't enjoy playing the game at the highest level. I just enjoy messing about with my friends, trying stupid builds. I play with Kane and I'm like, Kane, today we're going to lose 100 elo because I'm doing something stupid. Now, I'm not trying to lose elo. I'm trying to win games. But the problem is that we're not going to spam Wukong Kalari encounters when we want to play, you know, Narbash jungle or Richter jungle, which are, you know, actually viable things, believe it or not. But we don't care about it because we just want to have fun. So it actually surprised me, and I didn't want to mention this, but it actually surprised me when a lot of you were like, oh, you're gold on Josh's account. Now, firstly, Josh is playing Paragon again, so and he's not nowhere near a plat level player, so it makes sense that it was falling. But you know, we were just trying crazy builds. We wanted to try 5 red zones. We wanted to try Shadow Dance on Narbash. We wanted to try fun stuff. And that's what I think version 42 represents most. It's more about fun rather than being a strategic and competitive MOBA. I would say that the game feels more like a brawler, and maybe that's why I don't like playing competitively and I don't like playing at the highest level, and I just like doing funny stuff and messing about, because the game does feel more brawler than MOBA. Now, depending on what you wanted from Paragon, that's either a good or a bad thing, because if you liked brawlers, then I feel like this current state is really good for you. But if you like MOBA, where strategy and outplaying was something you craved and you looked forward to, then maybe version 42 isn't what you had in mind. But that might be the case just for now. And this leads on to my point about balance in this game. I feel like Epic are too slow to react. So I'll give you an example. Godmother Vigilant is a bullshit card. There is not many counters. Okay, there are counters in the game, and one of them is Sovok Initiate. And I actually found when I used that card, my game would just crash, so I kind of had to avoid it. So basically, the biggest counter to that card makes your game crash, so you can't use it, so now you can't counter the card. Now that's obviously a bug, but it still needs fixing, and it's still a problem. But there's not really any other counters to that card that I can personally see. And farming to 13k gold and picking up this card just dumbs down the game in my eyes. And sure, I did it, but I did it because it was a fun video to make and I enjoyed myself. I didn't expect Epic not to do anything. In fact, I actually thought when I'd made this video, we'd have at least 2 balance passes by the time this video came out. But we've actually had nothing, and that's kind of disappointed me. Like, when Epic said they were going to do a 9-week balance schedule, and I believe it was 9 weeks, you can correct me if I was wrong, even if it's 6 weeks, I struggle to see how they think balancing on a 9-week schedule is a good thing. They're balancing 38 heroes on a 9-week schedule, and what are they going to do when there's 100 plus heroes? Are they going to be able to balance that on a 9-week schedule? I feel like they just take too long to balance. And I know they had like a Reddit post recently that they said they want to balance a lot quicker. But when you look at heroes like Wukong, whose passive, whose gold gain passive needs an obvious nerf, I kind of expected to see this in the first week. Like, you guys all said, oh, Wukong got a nerf. And I was like, no, Wukong is still stupidly overpowered. Everyone was crying, oh, when they saw the patch notes, 75% reduction to towers. I was like, guys, he needs a nerf. And no one, and like, I can't blame you guys. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying because you were given what you saw. But I was in my head, I was like, yeah, you guys, Epic, you need to nerf Wukong. But it's been 3 weeks, well, 2 weeks, and nothing's happened. And another 2 weeks because we played it in the PTR. So I'd say 4 weeks of, you know, knowing that Wukong was pretty broken, and nothing's really happened. And I know people are going to be like, well, you can counter Wukong and XYZ. I get that you can counter Wukong, and you can counter Wukong. The problem is that I countered Wukong and I killed him 8 times, and he still had more farm than me because he had his passive goal gain. He had less CS, he had 0 kills, and he still had more points into gems. I had like 50 more CS, and I had like 9 kills, and he was still keeping up with me in gems because of his passive gain. And that's something that I don't think should exist in a MOBA, because, you know, you're telling me I should shut down a hero to stop him getting ahead. I shut down that hero and he's still able to do stupid stuff like take towers ridiculously fast, escape out of team fights for free because he has no mana cost on most of his abilities. And then when he escapes, he can just go AFK farm and he earns more gold than I do when I go to farm. I feel like that needs addressing. And I'm not trying to just pick on Wukong, the overall point here is that I feel like Epic are just too slow to react to certain things. I get that they need data, and I get that they have to figure out, you know, okay, we need to nerf Wukong, but we can't, make him silly bad because then no one will play him. And I get that that's a thing, but for me, they're just too slow to react. And playing a game where the balance is out of whack is just not that fun. When I know if everything was perfectly balanced, this game would be 10 times more fun. So far I probably sound quite negative, and I know I started the video off saying I enjoy this patch. And you probably like, well, it doesn't sound like you enjoy this patch, but aside from the stupid balance, I do get games where we have a lot of fun when people aren't playing overpowered heroes like Wukong or Kalari. I actually don't think Countess is that bad. Yes, she does need some changes. I would like to see a nerf to her E at maybe level 2 and 3, but late game I think it's okay. I don't find myself struggling with Countess that much. But I don't really want to talk about specific heroes because everyone has their own issues. I have noticed that solo queue is just a bigger nightmare. It's open season for supports to not buy wards because they don't want to use order affinity for some reason. And I often get allies that have decks that cap out at 20k gold, which surprises me because that basically happens on my main, and that's diamond around top 100 or 200 or something. I can't actually remember, but it actually happens at that elo as well. So trust me, high elo does not equal high IQ. And I'll admit I do some crazy builds, but I'm never building in a way that I think is going to cost my team the game. At the end of the day, I still do want to win, although that might not come across in a lot of my videos when I do crazy stuff. And if I do something absolutely crazy, it's always in the custom games because I don't want to sabotage my allies, because I think that's kind of shady, and I learned my lesson with that when I did one ability and people got mad. Were like, why are you sabotaging, even though the game is unranked and ranked doesn't exist yet. Well, actually, we'll talk about ranked actually, because I've been waiting for ranked for a very long time. I've actually decided now I'm not going to try hard anymore in Paragon until they release ranked, because matchmaking at the moment is just a joke. I don't have, like I said, I don't have fun tryharding. So when rank comes out, then you guys can make fun of me if I end up in gold league or whatever, although I'm pretty sure I should end up near the top. But I'm not looking to play competitively, like I said. I just think that with balance and Epic being, a bit more alert, a bit more on their feet when it comes to balancing, a bit quicker, it's it can definitely be a better game. Now let's talk about some of the changes outside of the game, like the masteries. The masteries are absolutely ridiculously overpriced, but can I really complain about them? No, because it's optional. You don't have to buy the mastery. I was lucky enough to receive a pack where I got all the masteries for free up until level 10. The 99 founders pack. That's the one I got, and that was great value. But after, I think that counts for 39 heroes. So after this new hero coming out, I'm probably gonna have to get my rep game up or spend a lot of money if I want the mastery, and that kind of upsets me because a lot of us, early OT players, we invested a lot in this game, and to have to spend that much money, what is it, £5 a rank? It's kind of, to me, it's like kind of a downer, honestly. That Epic, it's one thing to say, it's one thing to have high prices, but it's kind of like a slap in the face to most of us, because it's like, Epic, I want to support you. You're making a great game, but when you price something that high, it's kind of like you're like greedy. It's just greed at the end of the day. And I get you're a business and you want to make money, but when you do it at the expense of trying to make your player base look stupid by forking out that much money on a mastery, I can't agree with that. And even though it's optional, I definitely won't be supporting the mastery system. And I get that you can get 500k rep and use rep, so that's fair enough. But I think prior to this patch, 500 coins did not equal 500k rep, that's for sure. Now 500k rep equals 500 coins, that's insane. That is actually ridiculous. So I, for one, do not support the mastery system, and I hope that you guys can see as well that you might be mad that I don't support it, or you might agree with me, and I hope you do agree with me on this one, because I feel like when it comes to money, there's good ways that a company can go about saying, okay, we want your money, as all businesses do, But we're going to give you a fair, you work hard for your money. We also work hard for our money. So we're going to make this a fair system where you can get what you want. We're going to price it fairly. But when you introduce a mastery system like this, it's like, give me. It's like they just want to take. And don't get me wrong, I support Epic in a lot of things they do. But this, I'm not going to stand for something that I don't think is right. And I don't think the mastery system is right. So, I will raise my concerns to Epic, and I hope you guys do too, because I would like to see that change, and I'd like to, see that we can have some sort of impact on something that, a lot of companies wouldn't necessarily think twice about. We should definitely make Epic question their decision to charge us that much for a mastery. And like I said, it is optional, so I can kind of see their point, but still so outrageously overpriced. Now, the final point I want to bring about version 42, because I've been going on and on, is I enjoy the game, like I said at the start. I enjoy the card effects. I enjoy, the pacing of the game. Contrary to what I said before, I did find games ending a lot quicker, but now, I've found games can last a bit longer now that people know what they're doing. But I do feel like this game has moved away from the strategic elements. And actually, that's what I wanted to mention, was the PCL. Now, I used to watch every PCL religiously. I enjoyed it so much. I would spend the Saturday and Sunday talking with my friends about it. If I was, I would actually, as sad as it might sound, I would actually take time out of my day to go, I wouldn't go out with my friends or whatever, go clubbing or whatever, spend the day out. I would actually just say, you know what, I want to watch the PCL because I enjoyed it. To me, it was like, I'm a big football fan, so I would take time out to watch my club play football. And I was doing the same thing for Paragon when the PCL was on, because, it was so enjoyable to watch. This PCL, however, I just, I didn't watch any of it. I'm not gonna lie. I watched one game, and I was like, well, this is boring. And it was a good game, in fact. I can't remember the teams, but it was like top 4 teams. And I watched one game of the finals because I was like, well, maybe it's just because, the teams are mismatched that the game's boring. And then I watched it, and I was like, well, this is actually kind of boring. I'm not really interested in this anymore. And that was a moment where I had to sit down to myself and I had to say, you know what, where do you want to take, what do you want out from Paragon, right? Because obviously I'm investing a lot of time in this. Like I said, it's not my full-time job, but I am investing a lot of time in doing YouTube. And it takes away from other aspects of my life because I spend a lot of time doing YouTube. And I was thinking to myself, do I want to play the game at the highest level when I can see that this game is not enjoyable? Like, I didn't enjoy watching the PCL. The first time ever I didn't enjoy watching Paragon at the highest level. It was boring, quite frankly. And I don't know if that's down to balance, but I'm hoping that, you guys can let me know what you think of Paragon in its current state. Was it boring for you? Did any of you watch the PCL and say, yes, I loved it, it was interesting? To me, it was just boring. It was just, it was just people dying instantly, and you can't react that fast, so there was no outplay mechanics. I remember I was watching a PCL a couple of weeks ago. Maybe a month or 2 ago, and I watched Ram Riddles, so Oxygen against, I think it was Reborn, but Oxygen against Finesse. I watched Suki pick up a pentakill, and I watched Ram Riddles in that same team fight pick up a quadra-kill. And it was so impressive because Suki was playing a Revenant, Ram Riddles was on Feng Mao, and he was dashing in and out, he was landing his hamstring, his ultimate, using the combo, and it was such a great fight to watch from both perspectives, from watching the positioning on Suki, I believe it was, and watching Ram Riddle's positioning, watching his team peel for him. And, not everything was dying instantly. So it was like, okay, well, oh shit, Ram actually might die here. Oh no, he made a great play. He positioned himself better. Oh, Suki got some great peel from his ally, and now he's able to pick up his pentakill. And it was just so great to watch. I know I'm probably not describing it that well, but, it was a long time ago. But it was just a moment that stuck in my head. I was like, wow, this has the making of a proper esports. There's outplaying, there's teams there's allies peeling for each other. And then I watch this PCL and it's just a clown fiesta. And that's not to take anything away from these great teams. They're great players. But I'm like, okay, some guy threw a gadget Q on his head, 80% of his health gone. Someone else auto attacked him and he died. Like, okay, great. There was a Countess pressed R, used E, he died. Oh, okay. You know, for me, that's not fun. That's not enjoyable from a spectator standpoint to watch that game. Yes, it's fun when you do it in game and you're that Countess and you're like, I pressed R and I eat this guy and he insta died. But it's not fun to watch from a spectator standpoint. And I get it. This is my opinion. I could be completely wrong. And you guys can say, well, Ace, you have no idea what you're talking about. This game is way better to watch than ever before. And sure, you're entitled to your opinion. That's just how I feel. Maybe I'll come around once balance is fixed. You know, they did say that the time to kill has been raised. I cannot believe that because it seems like it's shorter than ever. You know, everything dies too quickly for there to be great outplay mechanics. I watched the top 5 and I don't want to take away from some of the great plays I have actually seen in the top 5. And this is actually why I haven't released the top 5 since version 42. There's been a lot of plays in the top 5 where mostly it's just people using just nothing special for me. You know, it's no outplays, it's someone's pressed Q, someone's pressed R, someone's, you know, used abilities that just do stupid damage. And for me, it's not enjoyable to make a video like that. And I always said to myself, the moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. And I know that's a Drake line, but honestly, the moment I stop having fun with Paragon, I would actually stop YouTube. But you know, the top 5 was something that I really enjoyed. I enjoy watching your clips, but I'm sitting myself watching it and I'm just bored. And that's not, you know, like me trying to throw shots at you guys. I'm grateful that you guys submit plays. I do love watching your plays, but you know, I'm bored from the point of view that, you know, Epic have dumbed down this game to the point where it's like, you know, someone threw a Q or someone got a penta, like a Wukong just got a penta because, you know, he ran a shield build and his clones did stupid damage. Or, you know, a Steel killed everyone because he had Godmother and he had like 7k health and no one could kill him quick enough. So I know that might sound negative and, you know, I hope that my honesty is appreciated to you guys. I don't want to keep this video going on for too long, so I'm going to end it here. So, you know, it was kind of like a lot of up and downs throughout this video. I will say I do enjoy version 42. A lot of changes need to go in, a lot of work. This is, you know, this is basically the start for Epic. Honestly, they have a lot of work to do. They need to get this balance right because the player base is, you know, I'm getting tired. I know a lot of other Twitch streamers, YouTubers, they're getting frustrated. I know you guys are probably getting frustrated. You know, I want to see some real balance. I want to see some new game modes. I want to see ranked. I want to see something like, yes, I enjoy playing the game and messing about with it. That's fine. And that's probably where I'm probably going to take this channel eventually. I'm probably just going to have fun with it. And hopefully you guys stick with me. We're just going to mess about. I will still give you guys the best build, hopefully. And I feel like I don't need to be the best player to do that anyways, because, you know, there's the meta builds are the meta builds. And actually, I'd like to just touch on one thing that Epic said, that they wanted people to stop building the same cards and, you know, having 6 mad stones or whatever, 6 adamant edges. Honestly, there's so many there's like so many builds, but there's only a few meta builds. Like, everyone goes the same build for a caster. Everyone goes the same build for assassin. Wukong's pretty much always go the same build. Your tank always runs Godmother, and your carry always runs either shield or lifesteal. Yes, it's, you know, okay, now you have 2 builds for a carry rather than 1. Okay, big whoop. You see what I'm saying? Like, I need more diversity, and I know it's gonna come. So this video is probably just me more rant. This is me just talking shit or ranting or whatever you want to call it, more than actually giving an opinion. But I feel like it was time for me to be real with you guys and be honest. And I hope you guys appreciate the video. Smash that thumbs up button if you did. If you didn't, you know, let me know why. Let me know if you feel otherwise. Yeah. And I hope you guys stick with me through this journey. It's honestly, it's been getting me down the way that Paragon has been at the moment. even though I enjoy the game, I did enjoy, I did enjoy the competitive scene. I did enjoy playing at the highest level. I did enjoy watching it, and the fact that it's not fun for me anymore at that level is kind of disappointing. So I hope the game gets to that point where it's fun for me at that level. Other than that, I am having fun playing with friends and messing about. So maybe that's where I focus my content more for the time being, at least. So yeah, if you did like this video, smash that thumbs up button. It would mean a lot to me if you did like this video in particular, because it was me just being honest with you. Subscribe for all the latest Paragon content, and until next time, guys, peace.